In the stillness of the night, when silence descends upon the world, and we are left alone with our thoughts, a shadow may creep into our hearts, a shadow that whispers of despair, of worthlessness, the overwhelming weight of existence. This shadow, known to many as depression, is a force that seeks to undermine our will, to strip away our sense of purpose, and to leave us stranded in a barren landscape of the mind. Yet within this darkness there exists a flame, a steady, unwavering flame, that has guided countless souls through the trials of life. This flame is the philosophy of Stoicism, a beacon of resilience, fortitude, and self-mastery. The Stoics, ancient philosophers who lived in a world not unlike our own, understood the depths of human suffering. They knew that life is filled with challenges, with moments of despair that threaten to consume us. But rather than succumbing to these feelings, the Stoics chose a different path. A path of reason, of virtue, and of unwavering resolve. They believed that while we cannot always control the circumstances of our lives, we can control how we respond to them. And it is in this response that we find our true power. Depression, to the Stoic, is not an external force that attacks us from without, but an internal condition that arises from within. It is born from our perceptions, from our judgments about the world and our place in it. Stoic understands that these judgments are often flawed, distorted by fear, anger, and grief. To combat depression, therefore, the Stoic does not seek to change the world, but to change themselves, to correct their perceptions, to align their thoughts with reason, and to cultivate an inner strength that cannot be shaken by the storms of life. As Epictetus, one of the most revered Stoic philosophers, once said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it matter." These words, simple yet profound, encapsulate the essence of Stoic thought. Depression may arise from many sources, a loss, a failure, a perceived inadequacy, but it is not these events themselves that cause our suffering. Rather, it is our interpretation of them. Our belief that they have robbed us of something essential plunges us into despair. The Stoic, therefore, strives to examine these beliefs, to question their validity, and to replace them with a more rational understanding. In this process of examination, the Stoic employs the practice of self-reflection, a practice that is central to the Stoic way of life. Each day, the Stoic takes time to review their actions, their thoughts, and their emotions. They ask themselves, have I allowed my fears to dictate my choices? Have I acted in accordance with virtue? Have I remained true to my principle? This daily reflection is not a mere exercise in self-criticism, but a means of cultivating self-awareness, a way of identifying the sources of their suffering and addressing them at their root. Through self-reflection, the Stoic learns to recognize the fleeting nature of emotion. They understand that feelings of sadness, anger, and fear are transient, clouds passing across the sky. These emotions may be intense. They do not last forever. The Stoic does not seek to suppress these emotions, but to acknowledge them, to observe them without attachment, and to let them pass. This detachment is not a denial of emotion, but a recognition that emotions, while powerful, are not the essence of who we are. As Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, wrote in his Meditations, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Therefore, guard accordingly, and take care that you entertain no notions unsuitable to virtue and reasonable nature." In the face of depression, the Stoic also finds solace in the concept of amor fati, or the love of fate. This idea, central to Stoic philosophy, teaches us to embrace everything that happens in our lives, the good and the bad, the joyous and the painful, as necessary parts of our existence. To love fate is to accept that life is a series of events, some of which are beyond our control. It is to recognize that every experience, no matter how difficult, is an opportunity for growth, for learning, for the development of character. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, captured this sentiment when he said, "A good character is the only guarantee of everlasting carefree happiness." Amor fati does not mean passively accepting all that happens without action or response. Instead, it is an active engagement with life, a willingness to meet each moment, courage, and resilience. When we face depression, Amor Fati encourages us to see it not as a curse, but as a challenge, a test of our inner strength, our ability to endure, and our commitment to living in accordance with virtue. By embracing this challenge, we transform our suffering into a source of power, a means of refining our character and deepening our understanding of ourselves. The Stoic approach to depression also emphasizes the importance of community, finding strength in others. The Stoics believe that we are all interconnected, that our actions and our well-being are intertwined with the lives of those around us. In times of despair, the Stoic does not retreat into isolation, but seeks the company of like-minded individuals, those who share their commitment to reason, virtue, and self-mastery. By engaging with others, by sharing their struggles and their insights, the Stoic finds support, encouragement, and the reminder that they are not alone in their journey. Moreover, the Stoic understands that helping others is a powerful antidote to despair. By turning our attention outward, by focusing on the needs of those around us, we break free from the cycle of self-absorption that so often accompanies depression. In the act of serving others, we find purpose, meaning, and a sense of connection that lifts us out of our own suffering. As Marcus Aurelius observed, men exist for the sake of one another. Teach them or endure them. In addition to community, the Stoic places great value on the practice of mindfulness, the art of being present in the moment, fully engaging with the here and now. Depression often drags us into the past, where we dwell on our regrets, or into the future, where we fear what is to come. The Stoic, however, strives to remain rooted in the present, to appreciate the beauty and the challenges of each moment as they arise. This mindfulness is not a passive state, but an active engagement with life, conscious choice to focus on what is within our control and to let go of what is not. The Stoic also draws strength from the concept of memento mori, a reminder of our mortality. To some, this may seem morbid. To the Stoic, it is a source of liberation. By contemplating the inevitability of death, the Stoic gains a deeper appreciation for life. They understand that each day, each moment is a gift, an opportunity to live fully, to act with purpose, to cultivate virtue. Memento mori encourages us to let go of trivial concerns, to rise above our fears, and to live in a way that is true to our principle. As Seneca wrote, "Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day." In the darkest depths of depression, the Stoic clings to this understanding of mortality, not as a source of fear, but as a reminder that life is precious and fleeting. They know that their time is limited and that each day offers a choice, to succumb to despair or to rise with renewed determination. The Stoic chooses the latter, knowing that in every moment of suffering, there is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become more resilient. Ultimately, the Stoic approach to depression is one of empowerment. It teaches us that we are not helpless in the face of our suffering, but that we have the power to shape our own destiny. By embracing the principles of Stoicism, self-reflection, amor fati, community, mindfulness, and memento mori, we can transform our experience of depression into a journey of self-discovery and inner strength. We, as followers of Stoicism, understand that life is a series of tests of our will, our patience, and our resilience. Depression is one such test, and while it may seem insurmountable, it is not. We are equipped with the wisdom of the ages, the teachings of those who have walked this path before us. They have shown us that we possess within us the strength to overcome, power to transform our suffering into growth, and our despair into a deeper understanding of life itself. In the end, we are not defined by our struggles, but by how we choose to confront them. As Stoics, we do not shy away from the pain, but embrace it as a teacher, as a necessary part of our journey toward wisdom. We do not allow depression to define us, for we are more than our emotions, more than our thoughts. We are beings of reason, purpose, and a virtue. And so, when the shadows of depression creep upon us, we stand firm, guided by the light of Stoic wisdom. We remember that our minds are our own, that we hold the power to shape our reality. We choose not to be victims of our emotions, but masters of our fate. And in this choice, we find freedom. The Stoic path is not an easy one, but it is a path of true liberation. It is a path that leads us away from the darkness and into the light of self-control, fortitude, and inner peace. This is the way of the Stoic. This is how we deal with depression, not by succumbing to it, but by rising above it, with the quiet strength that comes from knowing that we are in control of our own destiny.